Be patriotic. IBAS urges core members as NYSC orientation ends and Rivers. Reps reject bill on rotational presidency. Plus, federal government set to ensure full implementation of marine blue economy policy. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Welcome, it's the World News, and my name is Lebara Parker. Thanks for joining us for the news. The sole administrator of River State, Vice Admiral Iboete Ibas, retired, has called on the 2025 Batch A Stream 1 core members deployed to the states to embrace selfless service and dedication in order to meet the aspirations of their host communities. The charge was given today during the closing ceremony of the 3-week orientation course held at the NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp, Noah Bam, in Thai local government area of River State. Represented by the Secretary to the Government and Chairman of the NYSC State Governing Board, Professor Evivia Lucky Worika, the sole administrator urged the core members to uphold the highest standards of responsibility and patriotism throughout the service year. He further assured the core members of the hospitality and goodwill of the people of River State, encouraging them to integrate and contribute meaningfully to the state's development. In his remarks, River State NYSC Coordinator Moses Olege commended the core members for their outstanding performance during the orientation course despite the challenges of a regimented camp life. He expressed confidence in their readiness to excel in the next phase of the NYSC program, where they will be deployed to critical sectors such as education, healthcare, agriculture, and rural infrastructure development, while appealing to stakeholders, community leaders, and core employers to provide the core members with conducive accommodation and welfare packages to enhance their productivity. He emphasized that core members performed optimally and that the entire society benefits from contributions they make when they are well supported. The ceremony marked the successful completion of the orientation course, with core members now set to proceed to their places of primary assignment across River State. Moving to other matters, the House of Representatives has demanded the unconditional release of 18 people abducted by sea pirates who were on their way to Bonny Kingdom in the state. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Rivers lawmaker Cyril Hart at Tuesday's plenary. Hart further noted that the repeated incidents not only threaten lives but also undermine public confidence in our security architecture. Recall that boats carrying 18 passengers, including a pregnant woman and children, with goods heading to Lille and Bonny Kingdom in the state, were abducted by sea pirates. Now, the federal government of the Federal Executive Council has approved a group life insurance scheme for federal government officials, civil servants, and some other workers at the federal level. The approval was given at the FEC meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the council chambers of the State House, Abuja. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Wilson-Jack, who briefed State House correspondents after the meeting, said the scheme covers key government officials comprising the President, Vice President, the Chief of Staff, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Ministers, the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, permanent secretaries, and employees of federal government ministries and treasury-funded agencies. She, however, said the insurance scheme would expire at the end of 2026. The House of Representatives on Tuesday voted against a bill seeking rotational presidency in the country. During plenary presided over by the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, the lower chamber also rejected 6 other constitutional amendment bills after they failed to scale second reading. They include a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 to remove from the Independent National Electoral Commission the powers of registration and regulation of political parties in Nigeria and transfer the same to the Office of the Registrar General of Political Parties and for related matters. The bills were lumped together and put to vote as the lawmakers voted against them. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has signed the performance bond with heads of agencies under the supervision of the ministry as part of measures to ensure full implementation of the marine and blue economy policy. The bond was signed in Abuja on Tuesday at a 2-day sectoral retreat for top management staff of the ministry and its agencies. Speaking at the event, the minister, who stated that the bond was a reflection of the ministry's collective commitment to accountability, results, and service excellence, reaffirmed his commitments to the full and accelerated implementation of the newly approved national policy on marine and blue economy. He tasked the top management staff of the ministry and its agencies to recommit themselves to effective leadership, interagency collaboration, and measurable performance outcomes. Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court Abuja has fixed 27 June to deliver judgment on the suit filed by the suspended Kogi Central lawmaker, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, challenging her suspension. The suit came up for hearing of all pending motions, including those relating to alleged contempt of court and the substantive suit. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan had filed the suit against the clerk of the National Assembly, the Senate, its president, Godswill Akpabio, and Senator Neda Imaswe, who is the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Code of Conduct. Tuesday's proceedings were marked by arguments over the proper processes to be adopted. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan was suspended by the Senate on 5 March 2025, a day after Justice Obiora Egwato restrained the Senate from taking disciplinary action against her pending the determination of the suit. This is news coming to you live from the studios of Rstv Television. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Coming up ahead, UN warns U.S. deportations of Venezuelans to El Salvador. And in sports, AFCON Under-20 semi-finals fixtures put Nigeria against South Africa. These and more are coming if you keep us company as we return from the break. Don't go away.
Omega Power Ministries, OPM Worldwide presents 7 Saturdays to get pregnant.
I married since 2015, no child. But God surprised me with triplets.
Are you seeking for the fruit of the womb? Do you have infertility issues? Do you have a low sperm count? Are the doctor's reports saying you can never get pregnant or father a child? Are your in-laws mocking you that their son married a man like him? Have you gone everywhere seeking for help with no solution? Are you tired of the insults, mockery, and shame of childlessness? Cry no more, for Dr. Jesus has remembered you. In this 7 weeks program titled 7 Saturdays to get pregnant, it will be hot, it will be explosive, and it will be powerful. Date: Saturday 10th May 2025, Saturday 17th May 2025, Saturday 24th May 2025, and Saturday 31st May 2025.
Time 8 in the morning.
Venue: OPM GRA 2, number 2 Greg Ogwehi Street, off Casablanca, New GRA, Port Harcourt. Every day holds a special and unique package for someone. Don't miss out.
Dr. Jesus in action. Dr. Jesus in action. God is here.
Now for titi they don't put spices inside food because of the aroma and better way they do for body. But una need plenty space to keep all your spices if you must to enjoy the better inside theirs. Now, Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix exactly the way you like them. They available for seasoning cube. Try them today.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Many thanks for staying with us again as we continue with the news. The United Nations Children's Fund Tuesday raised the alarm over diversion and reselling of RUTF, a food meant for over 500,000 malnourished children in Borno and Adamawa State. The organization described the act as going out of hand and may result in the death of many underage children. Speaking with newsmen in Maiduguri during a one-day meeting with stakeholders in the state, the UNICEF Chief of Maiduguri Field Office, Josephine Senesie, said the diversion is being carried out by workers, transporters, and traders. According to him, UNICEF is targeting more than 500,000 children with supplies in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states. Senesie urged stakeholders to contribute their efforts in advancing the rights of malnourished children. Now, the United Nations Human Rights Office has warned Tuesday that the deportation of hundreds of Venezuelan immigrants from the U.S. to El Salvador is raising huge human rights concerns. In March, the U.S. government deported more than 200 Venezuelan immigrants alleged to have ties to the Tron de Aragua gang to El Salvador, paying the Salvadoran government to imprison them. Since then, they have had no access to lawyers or ability to communicate with their families. Neither the U.S. nor Salvadoran governments have said how the men could eventually regain their freedom. The United Nations filed a lawsuit with the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, asking that the Commission ordered El Salvador's government to release the Venezuelans. Guinea's Prime Minister Amadou Wuri Ba has said general and presidential elections will take place in December 2025. He made the announcement at the Africa CEO Forum in Abidjan, the Ivory Coast capital. Amadou Wuri Ba said this process is the foundation for all future public policies. The junta-ruled government is currently fulfilling civil and voter registration of Guinean citizens. The elections are set to bring Guinea on a path to democratic rule 4 years after the military coup that overthrew the regime of President Alpha Conde and brought General Mamadi Doumbouya to power. Let's take a look at some sports news. The semi-final pairings for the ongoing Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations have been confirmed following the conclusion of the quarter-final clashes on Monday. Seven-time champions Nigeria sealed their place in the last four after a tense encounter against Senegal. The match ended goalless after 120 minutes of action, with the Flying Eagles eventually triumphing 5-4 in a dramatic penalty shootout. The next hurdle will be South Africa, who edged past Democratic Republic of Congo with a 1-0 win in extra time. Both teams will face off on 15 May with the kickoff scheduled for 4 p.m. local time. Still talking sports, Manchester City have unveiled their official home kit for the 2025-2026 football season in collaboration with Pima. The club, in a brief statement on Tuesday, announced the release of the new strip, which features a distinctive sash design on the traditional sky blue shirt. A promotional image released by the club features several players modeling the new design, highlighting the kit's modern aesthetic while retaining elements of City's classic identity. The shirt, emblazoned with the club's crest and principal sponsor Etihad Airways, continues with partnership between Manchester City and global sportswear brand Pima. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. To end the news now, another look at some of the media reports. Rivers Sole Administrator Eboite Eba has retired, has called on the National Youth Service Corps members to demonstrate unwavering patriotism and commitment as they prepare to begin their primary assignments across the state. The House of Representatives has rejected a constitutional amendment bill seeking to rotate the office of the President and that of the Vice among the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. We had also reported that the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, has signed the performance bond with heads of agencies to ensure full implementation of the Marine and Blue Economy policy. That's it from the News Desk for tonight. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening.